Idea to plug my mic in, huh? Hey everybody, welcome to Froggy Stonks. Nothing I say is financial advice. Not financial advisor, entertainment purposes only. Getting ready to start a Twitter space call so we can start talking about the stonk market. Got a lot of things to discuss. Melvin Capital getting blown out. Netflix going down. The social media bubble popping. The streaming bubble popping. And midterm elections. Guys, we've got to use the retail movement to put the right people in Congress, because if we don't, we are going to be playing the same battle all over again in 2023. Right now, we have the power. We own the vote. We own the float. What's up? Gonna let the room populate a little bit, then we'll start getting into conversations about Melvin, the market crash that I think we are in, HYMC, AMC stock, all the good stuff, general overall market conditions, inflation. It's looking pretty disgusting right now, you guys. Melvin Capital is talking about unwinding their fund and restructuring into a new company, which is a really, really fluff way to say we fucked up and it's time for us to restart our fund and hope our investors come back. I'll tell you right now, anybody who's invested in Melvin Capital, if you're putting your money back into them guys after what you just saw, you deserve to lose your money. Again, this week really sucked in the past 3-4 months for people's 401ks, but at the same time, people decided to leave their money in the same 401ks that crushed them, the same retirement plans that crushed them in 2008. I hope this wakes people up. And anybody who's just I'll say a non-retail investor invested in some kind of retirement fund, the apes are here for you. We've been talking about this for over a year now. If you guys could, please tweet out the call so other people can see it. Try to get the room filled up. Try to figure out where my normal co-hosts and whatnot are. I don't see anybody. But if you want to come up and talk, say your opinion on the overall market or have a question, just request to speak. It's open floor. I guess I'll give a breakdown on exactly what my theory is. It's pretty basically the same as everybody else's. Citadel, Melvin, Susquehanna, all these funds, everybody got blown out for shorting AMC, GME, BBIG, Highcroft, all the meme plays. They got blown out. They didn't know how to handle it. January 28th came around. The squeeze was imminent. And instead of paying up, they went to the SEC. They went to the Fed and requested not a bailout, but said, we're too big to fail again. Instead of a bailout, let's just stop it from happening completely. So they did that. The SEC and the Fed, the DTCC worked with the hedge funds and the big banks. Everybody got paid. Retail got robbed. But all they did was kick the can down the road and double up their leverage. Now they are in extremely bad positions where I see more downside to Facebook, more downside to Netflix. It's a social media streaming bubble that's popping. Tech's going down. The EV bubble popped a while ago. All these funds like ARK, Melvin, Citadel are taking massive losses. But what I want you guys to understand is that their short positions like AMC, HYMC, and GME, we've already bottomed out a couple times. So their shorts won't go down any further. They're stuck in their short plays at a loss, and now they are in their long plays at a loss. So at some point in time, you got to ask yourself the question, where's all the money gone? What's up, Jen? How you? Jen.
I'm tweeting the calls, Spence. Take a couple seconds. Gosh.
I'm in today. I'm pumped up today.
Turn it right up. It's all good. Yeah, people just coming in. If you guys could tweet out the calls so we can get more people in the room, that'd be fabulous. Oh, hey, Spence, are you streaming?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to add your I'm going to pin to the call the link to your YouTube channel.
Just had the notary come by the house because I took out a home equity loan so I could lock in that money at a lower interest rate compared to when I try to get my construction loan at the end of the year. And it was extremely difficult because the notary was the absolute hottest notary I've ever seen in my life. She was drop dead gorgeous. So I'm sitting here trying not to screw up signing a billion pieces of paperwork, totally distracted. Do you think a recession is coming sooner than later? I think we are just starting the recession. That's my opinion. I think we had Netflix, Facebook, Snap, all these companies are now at their 2017 through 2018 prices. That was the so-called, that was the golden time after the recession of 2008 and 9. I still think there's more downside. I think all the funds and banks are so over leveraged that they do not know what to do. Gary Gensler doesn't know what to do. The Fed doesn't know what to do. Everybody's just waiting to see who they're going to pin this on when the market blows up. Because all the money, where's the money? If shorts aren't winning and longs aren't winning, where's the money? It's all disappeared into a treasure trove of synthetic shares, naked shorts, and FTDs. So, yeah, good question, K Brown. Thanks for that. That was from YouTube, you guys, by the way.
Gotcha.
Hey, Spence, real quick. Did you see the BBY halt?
No.
And it's halted. Like, we have no idea what's going on.
Oh, shit.
Check it out.
I seen it was halted. Right now, I'm showing that it's up to 91.87 on a decent green candle. Why? Why is Best Buy rocking like that? That's strange. You said BBY, right?
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Oh, BBBY. I was about to say.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. 10% candle. I see why it was halted. Wow. Somebody's covering. That's good. That is 1.115 million in volume on a 5-minute candle on Blood Bath and Beyond. Up 10%, which immediately halted it because it triggered a breaker. Wow. That's a good sign, man. I like seeing other squeeze plays pop off that are related to the main squeeze companies. For those who don't know, Ryan Cohen owns a significant portion of Blood Bath and Beyond, so it fits in with the GME squeeze play. That's interesting. Ooh, man, I want a candle like that on Highcroft. I don't know, guys. I got the good feels about all this. What's up, Shug?
Yes, sir. So do I. It's coming. It's gonna happen.
Damn it, that was my fault. I'm sorry. I just muted you.
That's okay, Jen. Just popped in and said hi. I like hearing that about BBY. That's awesome. You look at the markets, everybody, all the hedgies are in a death spiral right now. That's awesome.
AMC's kicking back up too.
I smell money, man. I smell the money.
Yep. Man. Bed Bath and Beyond halted on a I'm curious to see where this is gonna go after the halt, man. Ooh, and I'm streaming too. I feel you there, Sugar. I don't know, man. Melvin, I'll tell you right now. I love what Mark posted earlier today, where they were talking about Melvin not letting their people. Yeah, there goes.
It's open. It's open.
Let's see what happens. She tried to run higher. This is interesting. They're in panic mode right now. I can feel it.
There's so much volume coming in right now. It's
Yep.
crazy.
They are in panic mode. I think on days like today, when this stuff happens, like when AMC ran at 34, Bloodbath and Beyond just ran 10%, Highcroft ran 10, 20%. It's really smaller funds covering, and then the big funds have to come in on the backside and eat that short position up. Ooh, boy. Anyways, Mark posted earlier talking about Melvin, talking about them basically not letting some of their clients draw their funds out. This is exactly what happened in 08, you guys. Except I think it's going to be way worse this time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2 times or 3 times worse because the housing market.
Yep.
That's the one thing that really hold the whole economy in during the COVID thing, and the housing market is already crashing, man. It's like, and they are saying that the interest rate might go to 8 to 10%.
Yep.
You know what that will do?
That'll cause a housing collapse because people won't be able to afford the asking prices right now for houses in most areas is 20-30% over their value. So what's going to happen is all these people right now rushing out to buy homes. When this finally corrects and interest rates come back down after the crash, they're going to lose 20-30% on their home immediately. People are going to get wrecked again.
That's why I'm just sticking to apartments for the time being. I'm about to sign a new lease, and I'm not gonna buy a house till probably 3 or 4 years from now.
I won't get my construction loan until interest rates are back under 4%.
And mortgage rates are hopefully going to be under 4 or 5% in the coming years as well after the recession.
Yep. This is going to be big, you guys. Whew,
and
man.
HYMC is one of the biggest safe havens in a recession because it's a mining stock. Minerals and mining, they're the hot commodities during recessions. So yep, easy hold for me, even if we're red.
And then, you know, if you're questionable on HYMC because you just haven't done the DD, just go to Dr. Diane Garrett's LinkedIn page and read her work history, man. She's got a track record of turning non-functioning profiting mining operations around and either making them profitable or selling them off. So this is extremely bullish.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked it's trading where it's at today, 151 right now.
Well, I was talking to Matt and I posted a tweet and I said, if we don't reclaim the 150 bottom, then we're looking at downside to 130. The fact that it came back up and is playing around at that line is super, super good.
Yeah, I really thought the bottom was going to be 195. I'm really shocked. I'm still holding. But yeah.
I think it should have been. I think
Absolutely
we all
ridiculous.
did, Jen. And even Trey was predicting a massive breakout back. Let me get the date exactly. Let's see here. Let me zoom out. Make sure I'm even on Highcroft. There it is. Back on the 14th, that big options expiration date, we should have had a massive breakout. The only reason we didn't, in my opinion, is because they price fixed. They took everybody's premiums and they blew those call options out of the water, came back with all that fresh liquidity, shorted the shit out of the stock.
3 million volume on BBBY in like the last 4 minutes.
Jeez.
It just retested 18 again.
Oh man.
I think it's just a matter of time, man, and we can see some action in next few weeks too, because if these guys don't cover or do something with their positions, man, they'll take the whole economy with them. It's going to be just crazy how these people are even allowed to do so much corruption, and these politicians and just sit on the sides and just let them do it, destroy the country's economy. It's like, wow, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shook. It's absolutely disgusting is what it is. It seems like it's never ending. It's like, when does this end? Like, when will it end? It's just, it's all mind-boggling.
They make me want to sell even less now. Like even if Highcroft hits 3 or 4 and I'm up big, they make me want to sell less and less and hold more and more. Like they piss me off to the point where I'm going to make them pay.
Absolutely, man. It's just, what's the point in selling now? I mean, there's no point in selling
Right.
now. We've hit bottom super hard on AMC. HYMC is still uptrended for the overall long period of time. So,
Can I ask a question about HYMC?
oh yeah,
Yeah, go for it.
I've tried to buy for the past several days, and I just put an order in. I've tried to buy 20, 100 shares, and not options or anything, just buy. And it hasn't gone through on TD. And just now, Fidelity, I've got one in for 100 shares, and it says processing. Has anybody been able to buy Highcroft today or yesterday?
yeah, I had a problem with that too. You need to make sure, call Fidelity and ask them if your account is set up for penny stock trading. Even though it's listed NASDAQ, they're still giving people heat over it being penny stock. So call and make sure you're approved for that OTC.
Yeah, you have to sign. I had to sign like a form in order to like buy it or whatever.
I have some sundial, not a lot, but so I signed that penny. I did that form, but I'll go back and check. I just wanted to ask you guys. So
call them and ask them why your order's not processing. Because I the other day was trying to buy the dip and my order got stuck in processing. I think it's because there's no shares. To be honest with you,
that's what I think. I haven't been able to buy for several days, so that's why I was wondering if anybody's was going through. Because I've had trouble with that before with AMC. I buy like every other day, or I mean, whether it's 1 share or 10. But all right, have a great Friday, everybody.
Yeah, you too. Hey, Spence, whatever happened to your order then? Did it just did they just cancel it, or
it didn't go through?
It just didn't go through.
Yeah.
So
I ended up canceling it the next day and buying.
So
I had
you were able to. I see. Okay.
Mine got rejected from TD. I mean, that came back right away, rejected. But Fidelity, it just still says processing. I've got a couple brokers, TD and Fidelity.
I just bought literally just now, and my order went through, but I did route it through IEX, everything. So it looks fine. But last week, I think I did have issues.
Oh, I should go down on my. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Gold Ape. Hi.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I bought some shares actually the last 2 days of HYMC and AMC, so it's working for me on E-Trade. But my dad, he actually got back into his Ameritrade account, and he tried to do the same thing, and it was like locking him out too. But come to find out, it was because of I think it was the T+2 or something like that. He was waiting on the transfer for that, so it might be something to do with funds being held up, like Spence was saying.
I mean, I could test TD right now. I actually have an account and a bit of cash, but I can tell you in a few minutes or seconds.
Oh, this is wild, man.
Hey, Spencer, again, thank you for, whatever you guys all came together and supported, regarding all the political, whatever noise we have to make. And, whatever you are doing, we will all support you, and, we have to do something. I mean, I get people are frustrated, tired, fed up of politics, this and that. But man, we need to do something. Otherwise, nothing will change. It's not about red or blue. It's not about Democrats or, Republicans or white or yellow. I mean, if we need to figure out who these people really are and what they stand for. If they're going to help us, then, let's say there are 50 states and divided by 5 million people, if we combine our families, that's close to 10 million people. And just put it 5 million people in 50 states. And, some states got more people, some states got less people. But even if we say 10,000 people in one state, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of votes. And if these politicians will know that they will get those votes or they won't get those votes, believe me, these people will start coming, to ask us like, what can we do? But we have to do something. Otherwise, if we won't do something this year, man, this corruption will never end. I mean, we might get paid, but they'll screw somebody else. Somebody else, our kids or their, anybody. I mean, it's not just about us anymore now. It's about the future too. So we have to do something. Whatever you guys can do together, all of us together, like, let's organize, like, make something like which person is fighting re-election from state. Like you said, Illinois, right? Ken Griffin is given money to which people? Let's ask them questions, and let's see what answers we get. And then let's find how many people are in that state. We can get a lot of things done if we really believe in how much power our numbers have, because media doesn't show nothing, and media will not show nothing, and most of the people in this country doesn't even know that there is corruption in this market. I mean, I didn't know it. I would have never known if I would not have gone in AMC, So it's the more people we get aware, the more education we bring, and but it has to be very peaceful and a respectful manner. Like, no violence and all that. It has to be peaceful and positive movement, just like our AMC movement.
Well, you got to be credible, and if you're making physical threats, you're gonna go nowhere real quick.
Exactly, and that's what, as positive our movement is, that's what these people are worried about. They're not worried about us getting paid. They're worried about people normal, hardworking, honest people standing up to these crooks when nobody else ever dared to stand up to these guys. This is a history that we are all making, and if we all put a lot more efforts in this, we can. I mean, I try to tag and tweet whatever people. I'm gonna see who's running my Congress, my district. I'm gonna go in there, when they have their meetings. I'm gonna ask them a question. They can't just say anything to me just because I want to ask questions.
Yep.
Like, then make a video of their answers. Like, put it on social media, whatever we can.
Well, what I suggest, we've got to do it in a consolidated fashion and organized. You can't just, if we all individually just get on and blast out random tweets with random messages, we won't ever make an impact.
Yep.
Our chat group we kind of consolidated what we think the message should be to these new candidates this midterm is: 1, banning payment for order flow; 2, banning retail trades from hitting the dark pool; and 3, banning trading of stocks if you're seated in Congress. I think if you look up who's running in your state, tag them in a tweet and say, are you willing to fight for free and fair markets and to stop the following of the 3? Would you be willing to commit to that? Tag them, tag me, and consolidate that message under a hashtag, which we said that hashtag #ApeElection, like ape election, would probably be a good one to do, which you guys can find on my pinned tweet. So, but if we don't consolidate the message into one more powerful shot instead of like a shotgun blast, it's just gonna bounce off of everybody. So we've really got to pull together, get the message to the right people, and figure out in each state who's running and who is a good person to target that message at.
I agree with you guys so much on this, and I'm going to focus, I know myself, on the congressional delegations from Michigan. U.S. Representative Debbie Dingell, she's in the 12th District, Michigan. She's running for re-election. She sold like 50,000 of Apple stock in December. It's like crazy.
And that, that's the whole thing. Like, you guys have a voice, You guys have a voice.
I thought you were about to get hit by a train, dude.
I know. For a second, I was like, "Oh my gosh, is he okay?"
I thought you were going to announce that the big MOAS just started.
Hey, believe me or not, when the MOAS starts, it's going to be even worse than this sound. they won't know what to do with themselves, man. That's gonna be bigger than this.
I thought you were playing the soundtrack for Melvin Capital.
I'm sitting in my truck, man. I park it right next to the railway tracks, so it's like every time the train goes by, it's like right behind my truck. But you know what? You guys have a very big voice, whether it's Spence, you, Jen, Tara, you know, Ape Radio guys. Like, you guys can make a lot of difference. And, you know, like a lot of people like me, you know, we are still new here. But, you know, a lot of people follow you guys. And, you know, if we can have something constructive and, you know, we can really make a difference, man. I believe if people still can't believe how much power they have in their numbers, man. 4 or 5 million people. If we combine our families and friends, you know how much votes that are? That can change anyone's elections. Doesn't matter. It has president, Congress, you know, Senate, any election. We have to get more involved in politics. That's the whole thing, because politics is the root of all evil. All these people, they are controlled by these politicians, whether it's SEC or, you know, DOJ or all these people. They have one boss, but there are people, those who underneath them, like the congressmen, they write the laws. And those people, those who write the laws, they write the laws to benefit 1% of the people. And we are here just tagging them SEC for last 1 year. Okay, let's keep tagging SEC. What has it done to us? Maybe it brought a little bit awareness, but other than that, we didn't get nothing. And we won't get nothing unless we really get out of our houses, make a, like you said, consolidated, positive effort.
Well,
Small organized groups, maybe of 20 people, you know.
Hey, Sugar, listen, after the MOAS, you want to run? I'll contribute to your campaign, buddy, because you know what? You're the only one really speaking it and actually talking the truth, man. And you motivate people. So what more do you want in a leader?
Yeah, my wife will not vote for me, so there's that.
If you run, I'll make you a promise. I'll watch your kids for 1 day.
Oh, see, now I got it on.
I don't believe you, Paul. You know you're not going to watch those kids.
I have a telescope. I can watch them from a distance.
Telescope. Come on.
He ain't changing no diapers, man.
I think what he wants to move into your new house. Sugar. So just be careful. I'd be learning.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, Sugar. That's what I want to
you'll
do.
get to live at the senator's mansion, man.
No, see, that's the thing. I know how great of a country this is, and I know how much goodness there is in the people. I see it every day. You know, I don't need to listen to the news channels and people or media, Cartoon Network, like Mark says. I don't need to listen to them to believe what kind of country I live in, what kind of people I am surrounded with. I see it every day with my open eyes. But that's the thing. I just see that people are very comfortable on social media. You know, like we will tag and we will say, we'll get angry. But when it comes to election time and, you know, go out, really ask these people questions and talk to them and know more about them, there is very little effort that's being done. And there is a reason why these guys are in the office for 30, 40 years. You can't blame them for everything, man.
Vampires.
You know?
I've got a suggestion for everyone. Is on Twitter, make your post at your state's candidates for the midterm election and try to link up with other people in your state on Twitter. So you guys, we don't have to have a one overall reaching leader in this movement. What we need is pocket leaders in each state where we're going to figure out per that state who's going to be good for retail. And then everybody in each state pushes those candidates. And then we come back and discuss it in an overall setting back on Twitter in this whole ape movement. But if you guys can link up with other people in your states, then you have a real chance at pushing a good person into Congress that is going to stick up for retail. If anybody is from Illinois, I would tell you this. Illinois would be one of the most important states to put somebody in for retail because of Ken Griffin's power ban in Chicago. So if any Illinois apes are in here, definitely look up. I tagged 2 Illinois candidates already. I think they were, I can't remember if they're Senate or Congress, but ask them directly, do you support retail and would you consider banning payment for order flow? If you guys get on there and retweet that and tag them and ask them the same question over and over, they're going to have to respond. I think if we're going to pick one state to focus on directly as a total group, it should be Illinois, but everybody should really understand the importance of organizing in each of your individual states together as well. Like, I want to see a person for retail sitting in Illinois, even though I don't live there, because I know Ken Griffin is very powerful in that area.
You know who I don't see on here anymore, or at least Twitter doesn't show me? It was that guy running for Senate, I believe. Shannon somebody. He was into Shiba Inu or whatever that coin is.
Shannon Bray.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about it because I really don't see much of him on Twitter, but it's mostly because I don't really interact with him. I'm assuming, but he was for it, at least I thought.
Yeah, the problem is Twitter's been suppressing people, and I'm already seeing more and more political ads on environmentalism and different topics that are going to be hot during the midterm election. And I'm not seeing so many AMC posts. I'm not seeing so many GME posts anymore. Twitter is definitely prepping everything to hit this new election cycle. So, but again, overall, I think as a group, we should push candidates in Illinois that are going to run for retail, but then individually link up with people in your state. And like me and Jen, you know, I'm from Michigan. I still resident in Michigan. I will probably talk with her offline and we'll try to figure out who we can talk to in the state of Michigan to push a candidate there.
Yeah, let's totally do it. I'm down.
Market is closed. Oh, wow. Well, Bloodbath and Beyond is just flagging like crazy and positive in the aftermarket. Highcroft closed at $1.50. That's really good. That's actually really good.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Just down, what is it, 7 cents today, I think?
Yeah, like I said too, I think Highcroft is down because the options got blown out on the 14th. So,
who was asking earlier about having issues buying on TD? Either way, yeah, I think it was just a cash thing. My thing went through, even though just bought like one, just making sure it would go through.
Yeah, I've had an issue and then I didn't have issues, so it's really hard to tell, especially with Fidelity being all wonky lately and not putting people's order directly through Lit Exchange, even as requested. And that gets me into the theory we've been talking about lately about no options May. It's been met with resounding positive support. And I will tell you, we've been warned about this since day one. Most of the payment for order flow money is due to the options. It is a payment for order flow is nothing but a crystal ball to be able to front run trades. The brokers get your order, they sell it off to Citadel. Citadel gets to place it as they please. That gives them all the information on what retail is doing to front run the trade. That's how they always price fix on expiration day. I firmly believe anybody buying any type of option is 100% funding bad broker behavior and bad PFOF behavior with Citadel, where they can crystal ball the trade. I know some people don't agree with it, but I think exactly where this movement went downhill, when we were sitting at 50 to 45 bucks with AMC, a lot of YouTubers started getting real popular. A lot of people started pushing options and a lot of people started pushing other stocks, and we went downhill because we weren't consolidated anymore. So in that too, I think these guys that have all these paid, they call themselves apes, paid discords, paid subs, paid memberships, super chats, they all need to stop if they're going to be a so-called ape, because every dollar they take from somebody is a dollar not going to buying stock.
Or the money that they make from the apes, they could put towards actually buying
Yeah,
AMC.
I would
you know?
want to. I would want to see proof
Right.
of that.
Proof. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think these YouTubers, if they really are for the retail movement, they should come online and say, I am going to suspend any paid memberships for the next 6 months to enforce the theory that retail should be buying stock and not my channel, my sub channel where I dye my mustache green and can't prove that I even own a share of AMC. I just think it's ridiculous at this point. We went from a retail movement trying to take down the super elite and the corrupt market to who's the coolest and most entertaining person on YouTube and where can I give them my money? We went from fighting the man to being the man. It's so time to break away from that. I highly suggest boycotting any super chats, any paid subs, any discords. Boycott the options chain in the month of May. Don't engage in payment for order flow. And boycott any stocks, any companies that Citadel holds long. Netflix, Coca-Cola, Walmart, all these companies, if you're giving them your money, you're putting liquidity on Citadel's books. And lastly, with AMC Bigum's coming out and even talking about it, you guys get your money out of big banks. If you bank with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, they are using the cash in your account to put on their books to use as meeting their margin requirement. These are 4 things that we could have been doing the whole time that it was almost fudded out of existence 6 months ago. Potato in my ass, me, a lot of other people have been pushing this don't buy the call options thing for a long time. And we got a lot of heat from the community. I think if you buy any type of option whatsoever, you are directly funding bad broker behavior and you're giving Citadel the crystal ball. So if everybody can get on board with this and spread the word, we can make a big difference in the amount of liquidity that these market makers have. And it's not just Citadel, it's Susquehanna and it's Virtu also. They were the top 3 payment for order flow beneficiaries in 2021. They're all short AMC.
You know, and one thing too with options, some people say, you know, or do covered calls, you know, but there's a danger in doing, right, covered calls. And that's, you know, if the stock, you know, goes up a lot, you know, you could be potentially, right, screwed.
Well, if there's 3 problems with that. If the stock goes up and the contract is executed, then you're out. Like, it just sucks for you. You can lose a lot of money on the upside on that.
Mm-hmm.
2, if you're buying a covered call, you're engaging in payment for order flow. And 3, if you are selling a covered call, buying or selling, you're engaging in PFOF. 3, if you're selling a covered call, you're basically playing on that you want the stock to go down. It's not bullish. You're funding bad brokers, you're giving Citadel a crystal ball, and you're betting against your own play. And any apes that are coming out, oh, I play both sides. You're playing the downside of the movement. You're not an ape. That's it. If you're making money off the back of the community and playing the downside of the stock, you're a piece of shit. Excuse my language. I'm really heated about this week. These grifters have came in and bled this community dry. And most of them attacked a lot of the people in the group I usually hang with when we had a true good idea to push this stock over the top. And it's really sad that they're still on here. You know, 2 weeks ago it was sell puts to hedge your position or buy puts to hedge your position and do this and do that. And the message immediately and radically changed 3 days later when it didn't jive with the community. That's not called being an ape. That's called being a grifter. That is called playing for likes and follows to pay your fees and your sub. Boycott discords and subs. Put your money into stock. If you pay for a sub, I will say the only thing I would really truly feel decent paying money for is Unusual Whales, because they're in it to win it, dude. But these other guys, it's time to put our money back into the company. Even if you're not buying stock, that's 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks you could use to go see a movie at AMC Theater, of which I never see these super uppity apes on YouTube. The ones that have hundreds of thousands of followers and made their money on the back of the community, you never see them at a damn theater. Never once. All right, I got to cool down. I'm going to mute for a minute. I'm getting mad.
It's okay. I don't think you need to mute yourself, but okay.
I do agree with Unusual Wells. The NFT is just amazing. I'm able to not even have to pay monthly. I just bought $30. You know, I think I bought it for like $30 the NFT and basically have access to it. Amazing.
Well, funding Unusuals is funding a fight for fair markets. They put more effort into exposing market behavior than anyone I've ever seen in my life. So totally in support of that. But if all these other YouTubers and all these other influencers want to join me in actually pushing this ape movement back to where it needs to be, then I request respectfully that you give out your Discords and your YouTubes and your subs for free for 6 months so that the community can buy more shares. That's my request to you. That is my challenge to all the big time influencers out there. But damn, is it good to see Melvin take a dump, man.
It took a while, but yeah, I guess Netflix is the one that really hurt them at the end. It was like their downfall.
I think personally that it's way worse than they're saying. I think they were done months ago. I think the articles that came out are nothing but fluff pieces paid and bought for by Citadel to keep the overall community in the stock world, in the market, from knowing how bad it really is.
I mean, I did see that. Like, well, I guess people are just expecting 50% of the people that were investing with them to like get out. And then the next thing is that if you're gonna put your money into whatever Melvin or whatever they create with the hedge fund, you have to keep your money 3 years in it, which is just pretty absurd.
They lost over 50% on Affirm, 50% on Netflix, 50% on Facebook. They lost so much money this past 6 months that there's no way they are alive right now. No way. And if any...
Oh, wait. He's the greatest investor of all of our time, right?
Gabe Plotkin is the greatest investor of a generation.
So great. Something like that. Whatever that quote is.
Let me do my Ken Griffin again, but I gotta hold my eyes wide open. Well, Gabe Plotkin is the best investor of a generation. The dude doesn't blink, man. He's not human.
That was a good one.
He is the algo. I don't know. It feels like the start of the end to me, you guys. AMC is doing nothing but going up in revenue, popularity, admissions. Highcroft's going to be set up for full commercial scale mining during a gold boom. GME's about to do a massive stock split dividend. Bloodbath and Beyond spiking randomly 10%. I don't know, man. Feels good to me.
Have you checked out Sears on, like, just in general? Sears has been going up out of nowhere. I don't know if anyone sees that.
Let me check. Yeah, there's a theory on that.
Yeah,
Just
like
that.
year to date. The year to date's like green.
Yeah, that Sears was like that before. I don't know what's going on. The hedge funds use it for some reason. I don't know if it's for collateral or they're doing something. But I wanted to add to what you were saying, Spence. It was nice seeing AA tweeting today
Yes.
and upgrading the theaters with the new tech. I was reading a little bit about it. Lurking Ghost put out the press release, and it's more environmentally friendly because they're getting rid of the halogen bulbs they use, and so it's much more energy efficient. That's awesome, man.
Well, laser projection's gonna. If you don't have it already in your theater, the quality is so much better and more manageable. But in that they can do different types of events now with laser projection. The types of things you can project with that on screen it increases greatly. So
Well, let me ask. A while back, people were talking about teaming up with GME and doing games and stuff like that. I wonder if that would be beneficial that way.
I think if they teamed up and created a new type of gaming environment that you engage with your phone on the theater screen, but it's multiplayer where it's everybody in there, you would get people into the movies to stay 30 minutes sooner. You come in 30 minutes early just to play games with everybody.
Hey Spence, I don't know who went on opening night for Batman or early access. Batman had a bunch of QR codes and it was like just some questions.
Yep.
Like before the movie started, that was pretty fun and entertaining.
It was super fun, and everybody in my theater that was completely full, everybody had their phones out engaging in it. Now, imagine if they did that and did some sort of NFT giveaway or some type of ticket promotion, or here, if you scan this, like for any, like Sonic 2, you scan the QR code, you go in, it says here you get a $10 voucher to GameStop for a new Sonic 2 mobile game or something. You know what I mean? There's limitless possibilities you can do with advertisement revenue at AMC theaters. Man, Batman was good.
I'm ready for Doctor Strange. My partner was already asking, like, did you get tickets? I'm like, of course, opening day. What are you talking about?
AMC stubs, baby. Woo! I cannot wait for that. I'm so hyped for it, like beyond anything. Let's see real quick HYMC, where the bulk of the calls were today. $5, let's see, open interest. $5 had 855, $4.50, $2.20, $4, $3.60, $3.50, $3.66. So $3 had 1,244. $2.50 had 4,497. $2 had 6,447. $1.50 had 1,300. They put the price. What's our closing price? Our closing price says $1.50. But I'm curious because there was a candle wick going down to $1.48 prior to. So they put it right at the money on the $1.50 calls, and the majority of all the other calls fell out of the money again. All those premiums are gone. What was AMC? Let's see. Max Payne. AMC Max Payne. I mean, it's like clockwork. You get Joey Cameron tweets about it every week. Max Payne, $18. AMC closed at $16.52. Let me check the options flow. Let's see where the majority of the call options were. It's disgusting. The computer.
So what are the news on why the market's going down? Just because JP said 50-point rate hikes and that's it? That's like the whole consensus of why it's going down?
No, I think it's part of it. I think it's very important to realize it's part of it. But the truth is streaming, social media, and EVs were a bubble, and they popped. EVs are still not completely sustainable yet. Lithium is through the roof. It's not cost efficient to build them. Streaming died after all the COVID money stopped flowing in from people locked in their homes, and social media is doing the same. Also, now with Musk talking about buying Twitter and forcing people to verify their identity, not forcing them, but requiring that they verify their identity, they are going to get rid of so many bot accounts that contribute to the metrics.
Thank God.
Well,
That would be
the thousands and millions of bots contribute to the metrics for ad revenue. So now companies are going, are we really advertising to people or bots? So social media is going to take a huge hit.
There's this setting on Twitter that you can actually mute accounts that haven't verified their phone number or email. So good. Yeah.
About half the people I talk to would probably disappear. I'll tell you what, there's some people in this community that have done nothing but attack others. It's going to be very curious to see what happens to their accounts if Elon does get Twitter and they force people to verify. All the people that were talking shit, all the people that were making threats that hide behind a fake profile picture and a fake name. If Elon gets this, you're done. And you're going to be exposed for the frauds that you are. So check this out. AMC closed at 1652. The bulk of the call options, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 open interest, were between $20 and $17. All out of the money. I'm telling you guys, somebody tried to say that retail doesn't have that big of an effect on the options chain. Well, if that's true, then why were they pushing this hedging strategy the other day? And if that is true, then how does Citadel pay more for options flow than anybody else? Because I'll tell you right now, big hedge funds aren't placing their trades through Fidelity. It's so obvious that options is how we are losing this game. DWAC did not have options when it ran to $175. It was straight buying pressure from raw shares.
But that's the case with the HYMC too. When the HYMC didn't have options, didn't it run up, and then they just loaded it with the options and they just brought it back down.
Yeah, they're using the options chain to bleed liquidity. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. I lost $1,000 on HYMC thinking, I might get 10,000 shares, and I would have been better off by at least 500 shares, man. But I learned my lesson. I'm not gonna do that again.
And I'm not saying options are a bad strategy for playing stocks, but for this play, if we're supposed to be a movement, the last thing we need to do is fund payment for order flow. That is where the majority of payment for order flow is contributed, is the options chain. And we've been doing it for years. Gasparino warned us multiple times on his cocky tweets. Hey, Citadel just made Ken Griffin made a bunch of money off of you apes. Payment for order flow. It's so freaking obvious.
True. I mean, that's true. I mean, it almost makes me sick to my stomach that's true, but who knows? Maybe. I mean, you could be right, Spence. You really could be.
I've never been more certain about something on this play than this, is that we are being bled dry through the options chain. And if people take the demand out of the options chain, then it's just banks and market makers playing themselves.
So I just briefly, it's not along the options. I posted something up top. It's from Spotify. It's a long listen, so I wouldn't recommend anyone turning it on now to listen to it, but maybe save it to your phone. I found it very interesting. It's talking about, in a way, it's talking about markets breaking, and they were saying roughly that unless Apple starts to crash, it's going to be a difficult time for the markets to crash because pension funds and all that are just staying in Apple stock or FANG stocks. And until they move, it won't be we seen a major downswing today, but I started looking at Apple and it's starting to go down, but they're talking about a major correction like we've seen in 08, I believe. It's a really interesting conversation on that. And so I recommend everyone to have a listen to it later.
Wow, Apple fell like 3%, almost 3% today. That's insane. You don't see that on Apple.
Yeah, so that's kind of what he's talking about. I mean, I think he's talking bigger swing down, but he's talking about the FANG stocks, and of course, I think Netflix is one of them. I'm not 100%. You guys correct me on that, but that's what he's talking about. Until you see those, and their pension funds and institutions like that are just sitting in there because they're not moving out until they can see what the next value play is. And maybe they're starting to see it now. I don't know, but it made a lot of sense when I was listening to it.
I think you're going to see some downside on Apple because as these funds are liquidating, taking losses and liquidating, they're going to have to start liquidating the investments that they still hold capital in. The amount of money Melvin has lost over time in this past 4 months is insane. Like, they just can't allow it. And if you don't think people are trying to pull their money out right now, you're crazy. So I wouldn't doubt if you see some downside in Apple. I think the squeeze plays that we know there's high short interest in and shorts haven't covered are the hedge, just like everybody's been saying the whole time. We're bottomed out. The shorts aren't going down and their longs aren't going up. They're getting crushed. I think if we stick to our guns, if everybody individually does the ape thing, and if we stop engaging in this fucking options madness, we're going to see some fireworks.
There was another thing you covered, I think it was earlier this week, maybe it was last week, who knows. But you're talking about getting out of chasing after other stocks or other plays because there's the short interest is high, it's going to go, and everybody's been getting out of their long position. I don't mean selling their long positions, they're just not putting into AMC or if you're a GME or whatever, you know what I mean?
High short interest does not guarantee a squeeze, you guys. I'll tell you right now. Right now, especially with NSCC 003 coming out, I would tell you, if you're in a squeeze play and there's no positive catalyst and fundamental value, I wouldn't be messing with it. I think the plays are GME, Bloodbath and Beyond, AMC, and Highcroft. I really think those are the plays because you got Cohen running around trying to make GameStop better, working with Bloodbath and Beyond to upset the shorts, and they're getting ready for the dividend play. And then you have AMC just racking in revenues, theater attendance, new revenue streams, and Highcroft Gold. Fundamentally, they're going to become powerhouses, and the shorts will have no way but to cover because as the price goes back to fundamental values, which AMC should be at $30 right now, in my opinion, easily, you're going to see these shorts get blown out of the water. These other short plays, if you're in it, good. I hope you make money. But come and tell me what the fundamental value of those companies are. And if you can just justify it. Like, I know a lot of people are in Mullen, but I still have yet to see a Mullen car driven by a person in any type of video. So it's really curious to me what's going on there. And anyways, the EV market's going to be, yes, on an uptick, but the price of lithium is so incredibly high. The price of nickel is so incredibly high. How are they going to afford to make these batteries and sell them at realistic prices? So I'm just saying.
That's right. No, that's right. No, you're dead on the money. I mean, the commodities are through the roof for everything, and that's just gonna. I mean, who's gonna buy what would be a say for instance a $60,000 EV vehicle, no matter what it is? But at the end of the year, it's over 120,000 because lithium's through the roof, nickel's through the roof, cobalt's through the roof. I mean, inflation is high. There is the short play for that reason, but yeah, you're right.
you know what's good about commodities being high right now is that if AMC does decide to buy out a distressed popcorn company for their retail sales, they probably are going to get it at much less of a cost currently than they will in the future, because the price of corn's through the freaking roof right now too. Not good for, you know, theaters and whatnot, but their profit margins anyways are so ridiculous on it. And if they keep doing that $1 boost on revenue for admissions, they can counterset that. So if they're going to buy any type of popcorn brand for bagging and retail sale, I think it's coming soon. Go ahead, guys. You know, if you got something to say, just go for it.
I just wanted to add about what Elon did say about lithium. He was basically saying that it's basically like, if you like money, you should basically be selling lithium, because it is like over 90% of what it's actually should, you know, its value currently. But he like he said, he's actually looking for geologists right now. There's like jobs for it to actually go into that avenue to bring down that cost. But the other thing I did want to say is that I'm very excited for next month. I mean, we have Doctor Strange, we have basically, what is it, Q1 earnings. And if I remember right, the AMC should be starting, you know, hopefully we can hear more about the popcorn, because the plan was to have it in the first half of 2022 out, like the retail popcorn. So very excited for that.
Same here, man. I think we'll hear more. Go ahead, Gold.
I just want to touch up on that Mullen, because that was one of the first few companies I actually got into before I even looked into AMC or HYMC. Basically, I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you read into their company, apparently they were tied to multiple people that had, like, I'm pretty sure financial, like, fraud, like criminal charges, and then also they basically imported the battery and the car straight from a Chinese factory and just slapped their logo on it, basically. So it's I don't know.
Everything to me about Mullins smells like Nikola, honestly. And if you guys don't know what happened with Nikola,
oh god,
go read about it. My aunt and uncle were hellbent years ago. I was in Neo. I made a nice sum of money on Neo from $15. They're like, we need Nikola. Nikola is supposed to be it. Our financial advisor says buy Nikola. And I said, there's rumors of them rolling the truck down the hill. Like, it's not running under its own power. Sure enough, the GM deal fell through. Anything GM touches turns to shit. Why would you involve yourself in that anyways? They robbed their shareholders in the American public in 2008 and 9. So luckily they didn't get in. I saved them. I think they owe me a finder's fee for saving them money, but they're family, so you know that's not going to happen. But yeah, you know, Musk is right. The price of lithium right now is through the roof. That's why this is super bullish for Highcroft. I'm not speculating they're sitting on lithium. I know a lot of people are, and there's some good DD behind it. But I want to wait to hear them come out with something before I talk about that at all. But my hopium levels are extremely high for it, because that would be balling.
I'm ready.
Can I just
Go ahead. Gold.
Can I just say one thing? I'm not trying to create anything around Mullen. If you're in Mullen, that's grand. But I'm going to just say one thing. Make sure you do your research into Asosa Holdings and really dig into it and look at the financing contract they have with Mullen. That's all I'm going to say. Asosa Holdings.
That's interesting. I'm not in, but I am going to look at that.
It is shady as fuck. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
I will definitely look into that. Thank you. Schwinger.
Hey, just thought I'd let you know that Highcroft just came out with their proxy statement, and they happen to be having their annual meeting on June 2nd.
Nice.
The same day as GameStop.
Oh. Are you serious?
Wait, the same day as what?
Same day as GameStop's annual meeting. On June 2nd, 8:30 a.m.
That's interesting.
And that's when the shareholders are supposed to vote about this the dividend, the sharehold. What is it? The stock split dividend. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe HYMC might be thinking about a dividend too. They got a lot of cash.
What if Cohen comes out and, hey, I'm going to buy some Hycroft? Oh. Ugh. What if Hycroft is the nexus of catalyst for proving that hedge funds are illegally naked shorting companies to disrupt the economy? What if,
Matt, if they come out and exercise those warrants, the top 3 investors,
yep,
man, that's going to be crazy.
yep. What are the exercise prices for those? I heard they were pretty high.
I thought it was over 10 or something like that.
What is this?
But don't they have warrants to be exercised at lower than the price of the stock in a minute?
I'll have to double check into that.
Well, that I know AMC does, and I don't know. It's fallen a bit recently, but I'd say it's still a good 40 or 50 cents below the price now.
I know I seen some warrants for Hycroft that were $10, and I seen some that were $40. Let's see. SEC filings. I want to pull up what Swing was talking about there. That's so interesting and convenient and coincidental that they're holding their proxy soliciting materials and rule material on the same day. To consider and act upon a proposal to elect to the company board of directors. Amend to the HYMC 2020 performance and incentive pay plan. Increase the number of shares available for issuance by 12 million. Proposal to ratify the appointment of Planty and Morin PLLC as the company's independent registered public accounting firm. Address other matters properly before 2022. That's all it says. Okay, that's just interesting. Good fine swing. So a lot of meme stocks, the bulk of the call options fell out of the money again today. So I don't know. My theory is just making more and more sense. The only arguments I've really gotten against it is you make money selling covered calls, which is true, but it technically hurts the movement. And people don't like that I'm telling people to shut off their paid discords and whatnot. So if I hurt your feelings, fuck you. But yeah, stock dilution. That was what Paul was talking about. The community has become increasingly diluted over multiple different stocks. You know, Mullen popped up, Ader popped up, all these other companies popped up, and people are trying to play every single stock that has high short interest as a buy and hodl squeeze play, and that's not the truth on everything.
I mean, that's true. I mean, only a few have 100% utilization. We know over 90% are actually owned by retail.
Right.
I will say that we have to look at multiple metrics for that.
Right. Yeah, like Hycroft was 100% utilization with 98% short interest until we did the share offering, which was necessary. But those shorts are still in the play. So that's a different story there. But, you know, a lot of people lost a lot of money in crypto too this year. A lot of people were pushing cryptos apart from the squeeze plays. We diluted the squeeze play out. They wore us down. Everybody got impatient. People ran off to other plays. The options chain absolutely destroyed us, and they made a fortune on payment for order flow. If we don't change it, we're going to be doing the same thing for the next 6 months. Right into midterms where we'll be disorganized, not putting people in office that need to be there, and then we'll be doing this again for the next year. I say strike now. I say push the message out, as hard as you can, crush the options chain on May, no demand in it, hold raw stock and see what happens. At least it's a step in a different direction than we're going now.
Hey, Spence, did you see that Swiss Bank apparently loaded up on AMC about like 1.9 million worth or something like that?
I did not.
And then also Oregon Public Employees Retirement Fund also loaded up, and they have like 4 million worth.
I see some older articles where Swiss Bank has been pretty deeply involved in buying AMC for a while. Yeah.
Is that is this so? Is it recent or is that outdated? It looks like it's recent.
The one I'm reading
So
is outdated.
Yeah, because what I'm looking at, it says that 3/31/2022 is when they added to their portfolio.
Can you DM me that?
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now.
You know, people want to scream dilution on Highcroft, but they're playing crypto. It's some cryptos are so diluted that it's not even funny. It's been a liquidity. You know, Citadel, the Super Bowl was nothing but crypto ads after Citadel mentioned they're going to jump into the crypto game. I got out of all my crypto because of that. I think their plan was to jump into crypto to create massive liquidity swings or liquidity pulls to drain retail dry.
Did you see what I sent you about mirroring and crypto, Spence, about mirroring a stock?
I did not. Oh, yeah. Are you talking about how the charts mirror?
Yeah, so basically they create this like crypto. You can basically go to Coinbase right now and look at the AMC, not the token, but like the AMC like crypto, and it basically supposed to track AMC 1-to-1. And what they do is they basically get USDT to like go 1-to-1 with the US dollar basically. And they buy these, they just buy these other cryptos that track it, and like it's kind of and they can actually leverage to do options, which is pretty. They could actually short stock, which is kind of insane. It's a whole mechanism.
Well, hell, I saw two cryptos that ran almost parallel with AMC for months. I think Doge was one of them, and I sucks because I loved Doge, man. Like, I had a blast playing Doge, but
yeah, like definitely Doge was like, I think there was a joke. It's like if you see Doge run or something, then AMC is gonna run, or vice versa. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this movement's gone way off the rails. People have diluted the retail pool, and we've lost a lot of money in the options chain through payment for order flow, front running, and bad broker behavior. We've encouraged it because everybody was too worried about attacking certain people or having their little elitist cliques or whatever, man. It was never supposed to be clicked or groups. It was supposed to be a movement, which was buy and hodl, hold raw stock. I don't know what else to say. And now that I'm coming out with the message on the options, if you buy options, any option whatsoever, you are funding Citadel. You're giving them the crystal ball, and you're promoting bad broker behavior. If you buy solid raw shares, especially right now in a volatile market like this, you don't lose until you sell. And if you sell on the upside, you gain. So here's the deal. If you're buying raw shares, do the best you can to try to place them on direct lit exchange. Just do the best you can, because you can't trust any broker anymore. It's so simple to do. If you're not an ape and you're out playing options, I get it. I hope you make money. But if you're an ape and you know that you're funding Citadel, I don't understand why you would continue to do it.
Right. And we're just talking about the meme stocks. We're just talking about like AMC, HYMC, GME, but like, Apple or whatever other stocks. I mean, fun to do options. I mean, well, by all means.
Well, here's the deal though. If you are an ape and decide to buy an Apple option, you're still funding Citadel.
Right. No, that's true. And that's a very good point.
I'm saying go make your money if you want. But if you want this thing to do, you know, everybody's screaming, we want MOAS, we want MOAS. Why is the stock down? This is why it's down. This is why we don't have MOAS. So you got to either decide, do you want the true play, or do you want to make potentially little plays on the side and or lose your money? I'm in for the true play. I would love to play some options, but I can't stomach it knowing what's going on right now. It's so blatantly obvious.
Even better yet, rather than spending $100 on options, spend $100 at your local AMC. That'll take out the family and help the bottom line. And bring your kids along too.
Yeah. What's it? Bad Guys is out this weekend, I think, right? The cartoon wolf movie.
Yeah, Bad Guys, Sonic 2. So both family-friendly flicks.
I'm probably
I'm gonna go see.
Oh, go ahead, Sam.
I'm gonna see Northman, but unfortunately, there's only like 8 or 9 AMC owned theaters in Ireland, and like I'd have to drive like 6 hours to get to one.
If you can't make it to an AMC theater, try to find the next best non-competition theater. Like Cinemark obviously is a competition theater because the shorts were pushing that. But if you go to another theater, it still helps the box office, you guys. So just keep that in mind. Good box office numbers are bullish. So if you can't make an AMC theater, don't feel like you're cheating by going to another one, except for Cinemark. Fuck Cinemark.
No, I'm gonna be going on holiday soon. I'll be up near them. I'm definitely gonna go. But
right on.
Yeah, Cinemark's not here. It's just that we have like a chain over here called Omniplex. It's just an Irish-owned chain, so it's good to support that too. You know.
Absolutely. Omniplex. I'm looking them up. If I go home to Michigan, my hometown's got a small theater that's been around for like almost 80, 100 years too, the Gem Theater. I will hit that up to support the local community because I know the people who actually rescued it. So, you know, there's that. '91. Omniplex is operated by Paul Anderson and operates cinemas through Ireland. I've been to Dublin once.
Oh wow! I just went to Google and typed in AMC earnings date, and the first thing that it gives me is the AMC networks earnings date. Wow!
They've forced AMC to stop trending.
I hear people are buying up AMC X. They think someone's going to acquire it for streaming, but
yeah,
I mean, it seems like a bit of a long. It might happen, and fair play if you make money on it, but I won't be touching it.
Walter,
I mean,
but
I was just gonna say that CNN, what is it, Plus or whatever it was called, that thing was shutting down. I had never even heard of it. It's like probably the first and last time I'll hear about it.
There was this girl on Twitter going, before you bash CNN Plus for failing, just remember that people lost their jobs. I'm like, you guys are the devil. Anyways, you guys put out so much bad news and don't support retail and bash the apes. CNN Plus failed miserably because you have no viewers. That's what happened. I was like, you want the sympathy play now after how y'all have behaved? Your CEO was like harassing, like sexually assaulting women. Like absolutely insane. CNN.
So what was it supposed to stream? Just news all day?
I don't know, man. I know they don't have the content necessary for popular streaming, though. I will say CNN Plus took a dump. Netflix has taken a dump. Everybody's being diluted in the streaming service. The only one that I've seen actually growing is AMC On Demand because of the ape movement. AMC On Demand has grown significantly since we started this from however many times I tried to use their app to now I have over 8 movies now total in my library. And I know other people have been using it too.
Is it only America that can use that, or in North America?
I am not sure. I guess the only way to check, the only problem that I have with AMC On Demand is when you open the Stubs app, you have to go to a web page to buy the movie. Then you can go back to the Stubs app to watch it. So I guess you would just have to try.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out now, actually.
Got Hanzo on YouTube saying KC Shaw just made a quick video. Something crazy just happened on the AMC options. Also, Walter Bloomberg just tweeted China is said to face biggest oil demand shock since early 2020. Man, it's just so bullish for the market right now. My feed is filling up with nothing but freaking garbage and not AMC or GME.
Yeah, like for me, I used to get like Joey's tweets, like the market updates, and now like I haven't seen them in a while.
I don't get a single tweet in my feed from Joey anymore. I'm getting nothing but Obama ads. The former President Obama ads. Like people are retweeting it that I don't follow and it shoves it into my feed. I'm getting nothing from AMC. Market Business Insider, Dow plunges nearly 1,000 points for worst loss of 2022. Oh, there's Joey. He popped up because I said it, man. The algos. I have a theory about what we've seen at open during the last week of trading. Oh, this is 7 hours ago. In the first few minutes of trading, market makers and hedge funds have been letting AMC gap up, shorts closing, then they suppress it down. SI has actually decreased slowly in the latest red days. Charles Payne's tweet was awesome. Melvin Capital, the hedge fund creamed by GameStop. Way shutting down and starting new fund. Gordon Johnson, why are you trying to force Melvin out of biz? What did they do to you? I know Gabe, one of the nicest guys in the world. Gordon Johnson did nothing but talk shit about AMC stock for a fucking year, and we blew him apart, and now he's on here with the sympathy play. Bitch.
Did you see Payne was like, I think, yeah, like he got invited to have a debate with Gasparino.
Oh man, he would get blown away. He'd get blown apart. Gasparino would be done. All you have to say to Gasparino is tell me one thing you've been right on in the past 6 months. And just stand there. You would win.
Spencer, are you like slapping something?
I'm clapping and slapping and punching my desk. I'm pissed today, man. I'm so worked up over. I'm so happy that this market is just blowing apart, just blowing up. I hate it for people who are invested in like 401ks and shit. But people need to wake up. And the only way to teach somebody a lesson is to take their time or their money. We learned that in the military. I hope people wake up and realize what's going on. You're losing your money because of irresponsible hedge funds that are in monopolistic situations where they're the market maker, the fund, and the bank, then own offshoots of brokerages. They are destroying the U.S. economy. They're stealing your fucking money. Join the apes. Let's burn this mother effer down. I'm done with this. I'm so over this. I'll tell you, step one, stop buying options. Stop engaging in payment for order flow. Buy raw stock. I feel more sure and sound about this theory every day I watch the market, and especially every Friday when calls get blown out of the money.
I mean, I guess for me, the way I think about it, maybe like most people see the downhill, and so like they're going to be buying puts on the overall market instead of, and that's how they're going to make their money.
Yeah, if you buy puts on the overall market and you're an ape, you're contributing to payment for order flow. You are definitely going to make money on the downside. I agree with that 100%. Could you use it to buy more shares? Yes, if it does go on the downside. But in the long run, if you're buying puts on the downward of the market, you're supporting the downside of AMC too. If you're buying puts and the market's going down, you're contributing to that market going down. It's a very fine line. I want everybody to make money. If you're doing it, good for you. I'm not going to hate on you. But if you are, you're betting against AMC and you're betting against, or you're contributing to payment for order flow, man. So it's a personal decision everybody has to make. But I guess I just stand where I stand. I know a lot of people right now probably making killer money on puts. I guarantee it. I hope they come back and buy AMC shares. But in the short term, while they're making money, they're contributing to downward pressure, and they're contributing to payment for order flow. So TF Hatter is saying that KC Shaw's video showing Fidelity seems to be fudging the options chain data. I'll have to watch that later. I suggest everybody check that out too. Fidelity looks like it's about to have a very bad week if they don't quit messing with us. Okay, I've ranted and raved. The floor is wide open for whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm gonna lose more hair if I keep going.
It's okay, Spence. You can keep going. We like listening to you.
Oh, thanks. It's very, very kind.
I like to see like you lose your hair. Maybe you can like take pictures of it.
Oh, man.
And then stay just like talk about.
It's increased greatly in the past 4 to 5 years. But I still have more hair than my brothers and my dad and the rest of my family, so I consider that an absolute win.
Everybody's super quiet.
I don't know. I'm just excited for earnings. I know, like, I'm already looking at what Nasdaq has for AMC, and it looks like they're reporting not strong numbers, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just optimistic about what could come or anything big announced, like the popcorn family. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Adam Aaron did say in the last earnings call, he said, don't blame us for Q1, which analysts predicted a long time ago Q1 would be a little lower than Q4. But I think the time frame of Q1, we actually saw a lot happen. We saw a major increase in attendance at the movie theaters. Even if they do not have the desired earnings for Q1, I think if they, in place, generate a high quality catalyst statement, it won't matter. And anyways, I don't even know how much lower we can go. Say this, we bounced at 12.95. We're sitting 16 something today. We've already been in this lower range. So it's not really going to destroy anybody that's been holding anyways. It's just another buy opportunity. And now with this message out about buying shares instead of options and stop diluting, maybe we can see the change we need. I mean, what movies all fell into Q1?
I mean, I definitely saw Morbius. It was pretty good. I think it did add to what's coming up in the madness.
Let's see.
Multi-mad at the very end.
Oh, absolutely. What did I see during Q1?
I saw that Red Panda one. My partner wanted to see it. What was it? That Red Panda?
Oh,
the one you were raving
Turning
about.
Red.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
Hey Spence, can I play a song for you guys?
Let me
Yeah.
real quick. Let me go through what I saw in Q1. Oh, man.
Okay.
Real quick.
Okay.
I saw Jackass, Uncharted, Jackass again. Was Batman? Did Batman fall into Q1?
I believe so. Let me look at
March 1st. Yeah, that would have
I
fell
think
into Q1.
Was it?
So
Yeah.
Uncharted in the Batman opening, if Batman did fall into Q1, that's great. Uncharted did fantastic. Jackass did pretty good. So it might not be as bad as they think.
I mean, didn't Batman do amazing? Like them projected, from what I
Yeah, it
remember.
did incredible. All right, Sugar, what you got, brother?
Yeah, I don't know much about American music, but some songs, I really liked it. I'm gonna play one for you guys. Maybe you guys will like it too. Another summer day is come and gone away. But I want to go home. Baby, surrounded by people, I still feel all alone. I want to go home. I miss you. Keeping all the wanna find.
Who sings this? Motley Crue?
Blake Shelton.
Oh, I thought it was Motley Crue, bro.
I want to go home.
Melvin.
You always another winter day has come and gone away. Even Paris and Rome, and I want to go home. Let me go home.
Get market. People are their options, man.
I don't want to bother you guys more, man.
Thanks for depressing the shit out of me, man. You know what happens if you play a country song backwards, right?
I love country music, man. I don't know, for some reason, goat, sheep, music, guitar, I like it all.
Oh, I like it too, man. You know what happens when you play a country song backwards, right?
No.
You get your dog, your kids, your wife, and your house back.
Oh yeah.
So check this out. There's literally a space call up right now called "Selling Puts on AMC. Why not?" Shut the fuck up. My God. I hope any apes in there are blowing them apart right now.
Are you serious, Spence?
Oh yeah. Yep.
People are scared, man. People are scared because if everybody stop buying options, we all know what will happen, and they will not. They don't want that.
If there's no demand in the options chain, there's no reason to manipulate it, and then you're back to playing square and more fair, anyways, with raw shares.
I think people are also starting to get a little desperate to make a little cash, trying to figure out which ways they can do it. But I agree that the option chain is screwing us.
Yeah. Imagine this. I forgot what I was gonna say. It's akin to DWAC not having options, but think of this: retail owns over 90% of the float. That means most of the shares in AMC are locked up if they're not shorted. The only way they can move the price is through the options chain manipulation. That's where the liquidity is coming from. That's where the pressure is coming from. If we take the demand out of the options chain and focus it purely on owning shares, the price has to go up. They can only short so many shares. It's wild, you guys. Go ahead, Yer.
Okay, there. Unusual posted about BPY and what kind of happened. I posted it up on the what do you call this? I pinned it.
Open the nest.
We'll call it the Frog Pond.
Sugar, that was an awesome song, but I think for a Friday like that today, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, The Chronic.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. That's
You guys gotta let me know, man. I'm not very, with American music. You guys gotta let me know. I listen to more songs. That's how I will find out what Dr. Dre song you want.
The Chronic.
The Chronic. Okay,
Here, I'll pull it up.
You'll like it.
We'll have to worry about when Spence is too big that he gets ads in. You'll have to worry about demonetization for music.
Yeah, you don't really have to worry about mine being demonetized. I'll never monetize. So, I mean, can they potentially shut my YouTube down for it? Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I mean copyright for copyright stuff.
Oh, yeah, half of my videos are copyrighted issues. They've changed it up a bit where you can just mute it later or the rights just go to the original artist. If I'm not making money on stocks, I shouldn't be making money on a sub giving financial advice. Stop giving YouTubers your money. Buy stock. Let's see here. Now we gotta do this. Oh, that's the full album. Oh, here we
Has anyone bought any AMC tickets or anything with Dogecoin or some crypto? Just kind of curious on how that is.
I did, but it was before it was available on the Stubbs app. I did it through BitPay, and it was a while ago on Terrace calls. I was giving out gift cards and whatnot. Can you guys hear this well enough?
Not really.
Could be louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You guys can talk while it's playing too if you want.
Or should I know your thing?
Sing it, Jen. Sing it. We can't talk during this.
I haven't seen a lot of AMC space calls. I guess everyone went back to work.
Yeah, I was hoping to sing, but okay.
You gotta go back to work.
Oh, I'm just saying I haven't seen that many AMC space calls recently. Like before, I'm just saying I think everyone started going back to work. Like for me, I go back on Wednesdays and Thursdays now to the office.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Which is also good because y'all out there making that money buying more shares, right? Right. That's what I thought. Good stuff.
Exactly.
I will definitely be going to the movies tomorrow. I got to figure out what I'm going to see. My teenage daughter took her Oculus headset home last weekend, so I have not got a phone call all week about wanting to come and visit me. So that's cool.
Oh no.
Yep. She took half of my favorite Italian candy. I looked in the cupboard and I was like, where'd all my Italian candy go?
Teenagers, right?
Taking dad's shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I text her mom and she's like, oh, the teenage life. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, we'll see. Guess who's not taking donuts over Sunday morning on our return trip anymore? This guy. Boss Blunts is scheduled to stream tonight. If you didn't watch Boss Blunt's video on NSCC 003, please go watch it. That ruling is such garbage. Not because I personally think it'll stop a squeeze or anything. I think that's out of their control. But because it's the worst type of moral hazard I've ever seen in my life. They will allow hedges effectively to create synthetic liquidity to not be margin called. It's so ridiculous. That is going to get abused so bad.
Oh yeah, I don't know enough about that actually. What about you, Spence?
Yeah, I just definitely go watch Boss Blunt's video. He explains it perfectly.
Okay.
Don't get fearful of, oh, the squeeze is not going to happen. I've gotten too many comments with that today. Understand that if anything, this could cause it to be even bigger because it's going to allow funds to basically generate synthetic liquidity to not get margin called. It's a travesty. It's the worst type of moral hazard I've ever seen in any type of regulation. Hey, Sugar, look who's down there. Who do you see?
I was gonna say crow.
I feel like Mark is the type of guy to like have some whiskey while hearing the news of Melvin going down.
I don't know. He's been saying he's been driving through Winnemucca a lot lately. Makes me wonder.
Oh wow.
You guys having fun yet?
Yeah, I'm having a blast today.
How's it going, Mark?
Hi, Mark.
It's going pretty good. How's it going, gang? How's it going, Sugar? It's going pretty good. How about this Melvin, huh? How about this guy Plotkin? I mean, he's doing so bad. He's trying to extort his investors to waive a 3-year lockup. He says, I'll give you your money if you go into my new fund, and instead of me making back your losses, I'm going to charge you full fee from day one.
So he's ransoming.
And 2 months ago, he was going to start a long-only fund because his longs were so good. Now his longs are going to put him out of business
So he's going to start a short fund, which started his collapse anyway.
At the bottom of the market.
And the funny thing is, people talk about this on the Cartoon Network, and they can actually talk about it with a straight face.
Your boy.
I mean, why would anyone?
Your boy Gordon
it's-
Johnson was sticking up for him.
Gordon Johnson, who in a market that's in free fall is short Tesla, which is the only thing that goes up. I mean, Gordon is dumber than a bag of rocks. Another one. I mean, it's just if it wasn't so serious about people's money, it would actually be laughable.
Right.
I mean, if it wasn't so serious, and then you have King Griffin, who's going to sponsor some mayor in Illinois to be governor. You have King Griffin saying this guy's the best one of the best investors of our generation, and he gets killed on his longs and killed on the shorts. I mean, that's hard to do. I mean, that is so hard to do. I mean, if your longs are terrible, your shorts should at least work. Or if your shorts are terrible, your longs should at least work.
You know.
So I just find this time overlaid with everything about the struggle just fascinating. Just a fascinating time.
I remember who talked me out of my Facebook short when I got in at $333, and it was Gordon and Jim Cramer's fund team that came on a call with Tara. And I hate myself. I'll never doubt myself again.
I mean, this investment business is such a fucking racket. It's not even funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's you dress people up in a coat and tie, you put them on the Cartoon Network to pitch all their bullshit, and it's just the stuff. I don't even watch it.
Well, they definitely won't be advertising on CNN Plus, that's for sure.
No, I mean, I'd rather give Trey, who doesn't know the difference between a put and a call money, than give it to Melvin or Plotkin.
I totally agree with you there. Plotkin is going to be the subject of college level papers written in the future.
I mean, wouldn't you, after the run he's had, if he wants to close his fund June 30th and open his new one July 1, which happens to be the next day, wouldn't you just take a year off to get your mind right?
You know, the last person to do that was called Mark Zuckerberg, and he went from Facebook to Meta, and the stock tanked. So, yeah. I think we should call him Gabe Plumpkin from now on.
So, I don't know. I'm just fascinated. I'm fascinated by this. Just fascinated. And how nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing has changed.
Nope.
You know,
I mean, yes.
nothing.
I mean, they have to close all their positions, right? Before they start the new hedge fund.
Well, if he theoretically starts the new hedge fund, he could transfer his positions. If he's doing it the next day, he could have his prime broker journal entry him from one fund to the next, depending how much money he takes in or doesn't take in.
I'm sorry, I meant to say we should call him Gabe Blumpkin.
I mean, the trick is given what this guy's done, I can't understand how anyone would give him a penny. I really don't. I
think there's a lot of really wealthy investors that were very, very happy with the incredible gains that were propped up by the Fed printing endless money that inflated the stock market. Now they don't know what to do. They've took these losses. Do we trust the people we've trusted for the past 10 years, or do we just take our money and put it into something else? I'm personally hoping they go out and start buying gold.
Well, a lot can happen, but it's just crazy ass time.
If you hear the,
I'd rather give Whiplash the monkey the money than Plotkin.
Absolutely. If you hear the circumstances under which they can pull their money, it's incredible. So they're allowed to take 10% every quarter out, but he'll make an exception this time around if they sign on to reinvest after he gives them the money. So basically, they can pull their money, but they have to automatically sign on for the new hedge fund to give it back and let this hedge fund fail. Otherwise, they're going to lose their money at the end of June with everybody else when he sells everything. That's the ultimatum that he's giving his investors.
Mark, what do you think?
And if you keep your money in, you don't pay a fee because of the high water mark, but you're basically on board the Titanic. And if you switch your money, you pay a full fee.
Correct. It's crazy. Absolutely insane.
It's well, first of all, it's extortion because you're giving people a threat for money, which is the definition of it, and it's never been done. And the crazy thing is, if your performance was good, if you were performing well, I could understand it. If you were performing well and there wasn't this high watermark feature going on, I get it. Or if you're a really good shorter of stocks, I get it. Or if you weren't under the purview of the DOJ or the SEC right now, which he is, I get it. But when you add up all this stuff, and then your PR flack takes it to the Cartoon Network and they run a story about it, it's mind-numbing. I mean, it's because we're talking about big money here. I mean, just so you know, he's talking about a $5 billion fund where he gets 20% of the profits. So his personal carry or his firm's carry is about $1 billion. So if in his new fund he's up 20%, he makes $200 million. That's how the math would work on something like that. Wow. Now, if his existing fund, which is in the tank, is up 20%, he makes nothing because he has to dig his way out of the hole. But the numbers here are big. So he would basically say, I've destroyed your wealth in my existing fund. Okay, that's a given. I've turned, $1 into 40 cents. And for that pleasure, I'll give you your 40 cents back right now to put it in my new fund where I get full fees if I make anything back.
Yeah, how is that not criminal, man? It's basically a breach of your original contract with those people. Because you're restructuring the contract to benefit yourself, failing to be a successful trader and manager of the money.
I get that, but the gotcha for all you guys, because I've drifted in and out. The gotcha for all you guys is get some elected representative or however you want to do it, no problem. But the platform should be the same clown who was responsible for the buy button being pulled because he was so bad at it, i.e. shorting stocks. If I get this straight, now wants his failed fund to be rolled over into a new venture that shorts stocks? I mean, are you kidding me? And we're going to sit here and be the casualty because he was so out of control once that cost us all. He's going to try and do this again. I mean, are you guys like joking with us here? And that's the gotcha here. That's the part that's just so crazy.
What do you think?
If you fail, you fail. Close the doors like everyone else. And if you want to come back in a year or so, do so, and we'll see what you're about.
What do you think happens when the Melvin investors decide not to jump back into the market after all these liquidations?
I don't know.
It's just funny timing the announcement for the GameStop dividend or whatever, that vote is exactly the time when Gabe Plotkin, right before that announcement and that dividend comes out, is when he's going to dissolve his existing company and open a new one that's not short GameStop, right at the same time as the dividend coming out for GameStop, because he can't afford to pay it. Obviously, it's just they're going to liquidate it, and then they're going to have some lawsuit, and the DTCC is going to be like, listen, where did all that money go that you had to pony up as leverage against your shorts? Well, we gave it back to our investors. Okay, well, where are your investors? Well, they took their money and they left. Well, you still owe money on this short situation. Well, I'm sorry, the money's gone. That's how that's going to play out? Sounds insane to me. Like, what weird and circumstantial timing to dissolve your hedge fund?
Well, the SEC and the DTCC and the regulators gave them the freedom to do all this shit. That's the problem. Hey, you're going to blow the market up if you don't help us out. It was too big to fail all over again, except this time they didn't necessarily involve Congress so much. The regulators gave these guys the tools to blow the market out and take no responsibility for it again.
And because he was so successful in round one shorting stocks, he's going to do $5 billion worth this go round, right? After the market's been destroyed, he's going to start a $5 billion short fund right now in July 1.
Sorry.
So,
I don't know. I personally see more downside to Netflix and Facebook too. So I think part of this is they know if they don't just dump everything and put it on their investors' losses, I don't know, man. It's if he thinks he's gonna leave, come back in and re-short companies that he was long on, he's gonna get his face ripped off. Like, just it'll be the worst financial disaster in history.
I mean, he owns part of the Charlotte Hornets. Why, if he needs money, why wouldn't he sell part of the Charlotte Hornets and pay his employees and say, I'm going to do it the honorable way? Right? It's not like he doesn't have money. I just don't get it.
Well, now we know why Citadel, Ken Griffin, took back that $2 billion as quick as he could.
Yeah.
It's not just that. Ken Griffin is not even going to be buying that football team that we were talking about like a few months ago.
I think Ken Griffin is close to being in the same boat as Gabe Plotkin. I really do. I think he's right in line for the next runner-up.
Well, you got the Tiger Cubs. You got those guys who are on death's doorstep. They have issues. I mean, the whole thing is just.
Yeah, I think Ken is just at a later stage than Gabe is. Gabe is earlier in Ken.
Ken's too big to fail. Gabe's not. So.
I might agree with you there, but it might be a DTCC ruling where they just transfer the shares rather than liquidate.
Yeah, that's what I think they're going to do. I think he's basically going from account 27-534 to account 27-536. That's what I think is going to happen.
Right, but someone has to take control of the assets, and I don't think he'll be in control of the assets. Someone else will.
I don't know. I just don't know.
They just won't sell them at market. You know what I'm saying, Mark? Instead of having that crash sale, they'll just be like, okay, here, Ken, give this to the DTCC, and we'll hold it for a year and slowly sell it off.
Look, anything's possible in this day and age.
Mark, since Gabe's having such a hard time, why don't you come out of retirement and offer the same deal? Say, hey, if you guys do pull your money out, give me the 40 cents that you're left with, and I'll actually make you money versus you lose money again with Mr. Potkins since he's such a shit show.
There are two things you'll never see. One, me come out of retirement. Two, God's face. So those are the only two things I can guarantee you.
And number two has a higher likelihood.
You have a better chance of seeing God's face than me come out of whatever I'm currently doing. I mean, my big plan is to big fireworks show on 4th of July. And if I can do that without blowing off any hands or fingers, I think that's going to be a plus.
Those Excalibur mortars are serious business, man. I love those ones.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have quite the time. What is this? April? Are we in April right now?
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem like this year, or so far this year, has been like 3 years all wrapped in one?
Yep. Yep. I was just telling my super hot notary that came over for my home equity loan that it seemed like this year has already been like 2 or 3 years.
Look at fucking Ken Griffin. It looks like it's been 3 decades for that guy.
Yeah, I think he's aged about a decade the past few weeks.
I almost just spit my beer all over my streaming equipment.
So guys, do you want me to give you a scoop, Spence, just on your spaces?
Of course. I'm honored.
However many people you're on. So I sent Adam Aaron an email on Monday.
Here we go.
And I sent him an email with the picture of me in the pink sport coat ringing the bell with T0. You guys saw that, right?
Oh yeah, lovely.
Right?
That was awesome.
So in the subject matter, I put, the guy in pink is me. And then the email is C. Ice, in parentheses, who owns the New York Stock Exchange, bought a significant stake in T0, in parentheses, remember them? ... Anyway, I helped put the deal together and was on the floor of the NYSE ringing the bell. Maybe, just maybe, you can check your overblown ego at the door and hear my plan out. You know where to find me, MCC. So I sent him the picture with me and Goon and the whole thing.
Pray to God that he does.
Well, the response, I have to find the response. The response is hilarious.
We should have done it at $45.
I get it. I mean, that's the whole problem. The whole problem is, in his subject matter, right? His subject matter is, where the fuck is this?
We need to make a beat with Stonks, but put technology.
He basically said, you have a way with words, and telling me to check my ego at the door isn't exactly the way to go about things. And the thing that I don't understand is, the ape saved his company, not him. And he still believes, in his mind of minds, that it was all him. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I would almost think you guys were like siblings that like to just argue with each other. It's hilarious. I don't get it either. The STO dividend idea already had a proven case study in Overstock, and as soon as they denied it or claimed that it was potentially illegal, the stock went from $45 on a downtrend to $12.95. So I would guess if you don't know about T0 because you haven't really taken the time to learn about it, it would seem suspicious to me. But the fact that you guys rang the bell on the NYSE floor with David Goon and it's still not an option on the table blows my mind.
Yep.
But you do have a way with words, Mark. That is true.
Well, I mean, what can I say?
But
I mean, what can I say?
You are as is. So you know what you're getting.
Oh, here's what he sent me. He sent me this the next day. Usually when someone is trying to convince someone else to do something, the technique of telling the counterparty that he or she has an overblown ego with capital letters, no less, wouldn't be considered a particularly successful tactic.
It's true, but you're also true. So it's like two truths trying to meet in the middle, and you know, if they're both truths, they're both truths. There's no one or the other.
Well, if he would have said something like "touche," "let's talk," "let's relook at it," you know, anything, right? That would make some sense.
I think you should email him back and say, Adam, I understand what you're saying, but I'm also correct. Let's have a beer and talk about it. And I think...
Adam, okay, I'm going to send him an email right now. Subject, let's have a beer and talk about it.
I think this could be mutually beneficial for not just us, but the apes.
Why not be open-minded on my plan?
See, you went off on a tangent.
This helps the shareholders and the company.
You know what? That's acceptable. It's business, and you're extending an olive branch.
Is that okay? The mood. Is that okay? Let's have a beer and talk about it. Why not be open-minded on my plan? This helps the shareholders and the company.
And I'll keep an open mind as well to your circumstances.
I will keep an open mind to your circumstances.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Mark, just for that, I'm going to play something for you.
And music to my ears.
That's saying thank you. You know, I and that's the whole thing, Mark. You know, like a lot of people, you know, their futures, their livelihoods, and you know, we are little people. I mean, you know, we are normal, hardworking people. You know, it's not like, you know, we have a lot of money.
I've seen a picture of your house. It looks like you won the Powerball. Don't give me that bullshit that you're little people. Are you kidding me?
He called you out, Shug.
Mark, 14 years. That's how much.
You did something. You know, you either robbed the bank. You're doing something big.
No, I've been working for last 14 years, man.
I think this is a giant front. Have you seen this house? This house is fancy, right?
Yeah, but you gotta understand this too. That, like, you know, I came with nothing. When I came here, I didn't even have a $0 in my pocket. I worked 14 years, you know, and I've been owner operator for last 4 or 5 years. I mean, I sacrificed a lot and tried to save whatever.
He's just messing with you, Shug.
Shug.
Yeah, I see how
Shug, I'm just trying to inject a little levity into this floating crap game.
No, I'm just gonna play.
Did you send the email already, Mark?
Yeah, and I blind copied you to ensure it's legit.
Thank you.
right? So no one thinks it's a fake.
I was gonna tell you to add at the end, the business of serving crow is more successful in a partnership or something like that. That's good. I think what you did was absolutely perfect, Mark. I'm pretty excited to see.
So when I hear from that, I'll get on one of these deals again. And how about that trade? Did he ever square away what that selling puts or buying puts or whatever was stupid? Did
he moved off of that subject so quick.
Uh-huh.
Within the next 2 days, he was doing videos of other things.
I see. Okay.
Yep. The community did not jive with that whatsoever.
Good. Well, I'm going to go about and get some crap I got to get done here, but I wanted to come on and say hello, that I was thinking of everybody, and I hope everyone's in one piece. So it's a impossible time. Impossible. So.
Well, thank you very
Mark,
much.
Mark, before you leave, thank you, and here.
Should. I mean,
Yes,
you're something. You know what we need to do is the next picture you post your house, you should have a crow image on the southwest wall.
Mark,
that'd be awesome.
Right?
if Adam Aaron doesn't respond back to you, feel free to resend that email without me CC'd on it, because obviously he wouldn't know who he spent.
No.
is.
I BCC'd you.
Okay.
I just don't want someone to say I never sent it. So you can vouch that I actually sent it.
Well, I got you. Thank you for being the bigger man and writing that lovely email. I hope to hear some favorable response.
Yes, and you see, you dictated it and I put it. So he has a chance. He has a chance. He has a chance to do something here. So, I mean, I still haven't heard why in the hell anyone would not do it. I mean, if the New York Stock Exchange is buying a significant piece of T0 and he's a New York Stock Exchange listed company, right? The other person in that picture is Lynn Martin. She runs the New York Stock Exchange. So if this thing was not on the up and up, why would the New York Stock Exchange A, invest in T0, or B, have them ring the bell when they're not even a listed company?
Absolutely.
Right? So, whatever. Anyway.
I see a delicious future ahead, that's for sure.
One of these days, and everyone have a great weekend, and appreciate the love.
You too, brother.
You have a good weekend too, Mark.
I even appreciate the hate. So, keeps me motivated. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Mark.
Take care, Mark. Bye.
That's awesome.
I want to see Mark at AA, like at a 76ers game one day courtside.
Hell yeah. Having a beer, talking about how successful tokenizing AMC was as the stock sits at over $100 a share.
Can you imagine if both these guys get together, how much crow we can serve? Man.
Sugar's like, man, I'm going to capitalize on serving crow immediately.
Can you imagine both these guys if they just come together and like
tweet
can,
that.
Tweet like
make a tweet that says, man, if you could see if Adam Aaron and Mark could work together, the amount of crow that would be served would be legendary. Something like that. That's I love what you said, man.
Okay.
Yeah, do that, man. Do that.
Okay, I do that, but all the hate coming towards me, you guys need to share some of that too.
I'll come right in. You know I'll be front and center.
I'll share with you, Sugar. Hey, listen, I know I came in. I was listening to Mark, and I was just having some issues jumping in. Like Twitter kept dropping me, but I just want to let everybody know something about Mark that he said a long, long time ago. He never, ever reaches out to anyone, ever. People will contact him, but he will not reach out to anyone else. And for him to do that for us, and I really feel like that, it's for us, and for retail, that moved me, man. Like it really did.
The fact that he, in that conversation and in that email with us right now, swallowed his pride, even though he may be right, and wrote that was awesome. And I hope Adam Aaron responds in kind to it and at least sits down and talks with him about this is why we can't do it that I know of. And Mark can go, this is why you can do it that I know of. And they can make something out of it. Instead of a Twitter feud, they can have a meaningful business relationship where they open up a fucking crow buffet.
That's right, a dialogue. It literally gave me goosebumps, man. I couldn't friggin' believe it.
Me too, man. Me
Yeah,
too.
that what Mark did just now, you know,
the crow futures market just spiked. I don't know what's going on.
Uh-oh. That's a good tweet. Are you going to tweet that, Swing?
I'll go and tweet. I'll add on to Shug's tweet.
Perfect.
Yeah, send all the hate towards the brother, man. I'm good.
But no, if you don't want to tweet it, Sugar, I will.
No, I am going to, man.
Okay.
To me, it's nothing is more important than this community, man. I'm not important. Nobody is bigger than this community, and nobody is more important than this community. You know, so for me, it's as long anything that we can all come together and something like this, like look at Mark, you know, I mean, he swallowed his pride and just sent him on. So if he can reply back and we can do something together that can help the community, I mean, why not, man? You know, egos, it's hurting people, you know. So what exactly you want me to write? Because
okay, I will verify that I did get copied, carbon copied on his email. He did indeed send that.
Man, this is great. Like, it's not just Mark's words, but also like an ape's, like Spence's words. So going straight to AA.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I really like that you did that, Spence. I mean, we all love Mark and his brashness, but I really appreciate how you kind of smoothing that out a little bit, if you know what I mean. I think that was, it's just blowing my friggin' mind, man.
My mom's
And
always
for Mark
called
to
me
do that.
a facilitator of people's destinies because mine never goes the way I want, but everybody else around me does. But I knew Mark would be open to it because Mark is rough around the edges. He's an old Wall Street guy who has been deep in fighting fraud for years and has been under personal attack, very serious personal attacks by big people. So he's rough around the edges, but if you get to know him, you'll understand exactly who he is, man. I'm telling you, the dude, every time he drives, he's always going to Montana or whatever. He drives through Nevada and he's like, past Winnemucca, I was thinking about you guys. I can't wait to see if Adam Aaron responds to this. I would love to see Mark and AA sit down and talk about the STO with T0 now that they've rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange and David Goon is involved as the CEO.
I want to see a photo of it. I mean, that'd be so awesome.
Fuck
now,
yeah.
then you can attach your crow. That's for sure, man.
Yep.
Hey guys, I don't want y'all to have to go backwards too much, but like I just was able to tune in, and what I'm gathering is Mark has emailed Adam Aaron, and Spence, you were also in on the email or something.
I'll read it word for word for you. Let me open it.
You're the man.
He
But
emailed
hold on,
Adam Aaron
Spence.
earlier, which he was a little brash on the email, and Adam Aaron responded and said, you know, that's not the way to approach somebody, because basically Mark said, look, we went to the New York Stock Exchange, rang the bell with the T0 team with David Goon. This is me in the pink suit. And it was a little brash. The way there was other words in it, it was brash. So we talked to Mark, and he was very open about it. And I said, why don't we compromise right back with a nicer message and say this? And he said, let's have a beer and talk about it, from Mark Kahodids to Adam Aaron. Why not be open-minded on my plan? This helps the shareholders in the company. I will keep an open mind to your circumstances. Thanks, Mark Cohodes. So I would love to see Adam Aaron come back and say, awesome. Hold on, I'm getting some weird YouTube comment.
Well,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
What can you ask for? I mean,
I got a lot of respect for that. That was cool.
Yeah.
To do that.
109%, and like he's been here the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but ever since he bought his 60,000 shares, and I think this is just great. I mean, I have really high hopes for this.
So AA's response back, and this is how I heard it. I'm going to just call it the third email response back from Mark and us was AA was basically telling him, you know, I respond better if you talk to me in a certain way. And Spence helped and put that together. And I think it was great, man. I just really do.
Well, here's Paul. This is where I came from. I have an associate's degree in aviation management and a bachelor's degree in business management, and I worked for the government for 7 years. I worked for Dow for a year. I worked for a bunch of thermal. I've been in a lot of business environments. Mark's environment from the street and AA's environment in the business place, the office space, are completely contradictory to each other. The way you talk in a business setting compared to the street is night and day. So I get why they're not jiving, and I've been in between both of them. So hopefully that smooths it over.
I tell you, if they get together, and I'll jump in on any kind of whatever message on Twitter you want, because I've DM'd him a lot. I've written the secretary of the board of directors about the token. I've done all kinds of stuff. I messaged him again today. I'll do whatever's my part, because I'm going to tell you something. If they get together, the synthetics and the market makers are fucked.
Yep.
So Rich,
Yeah.
I'm writing a tweet, on behalf of all of us, requesting Adam that if they both can sit, and talk, and that can help everyone. We'll all be very grateful for that.
Hey guys,
tag me on that. Tag me on it. I'll get on it.
Thyra131966 on YouTube kind of had a good statement about, I know it's on the stream already, but she did make a good suggestion that we don't necessarily tweet that Mark just emailed Adam Aaron. We should keep it more discreet. So what I would say is, if we're tweeting about it, tweet about serving crow and what would happen, but let's not tweet directly that this is happening. Does everybody jive with that?
So I put out a tweet before this even came up, and I thank Mark, and with, of course, the T0, him standing there. So that's a message. Thanking Mark for reaching out and trying to talk to, reaching out. You've always been for retail and for fair markets, and I appreciate it. And I tagged Mark and I tagged Adam on it, and that's basically what I said.
Oh, that's fine. She's just saying, let's not go out and just tweet specifically like, hey, this is what happened specifically. Be discreet about it. I know it's on the streams and everything, but it's not like everybody's coming to my my YouTube or the space call after the fact. But I wouldn't go out and just tweet, hey, Mark just emailed Adam Aaron. You don't want that to hit Adam's desk going, okay, here's another PR disaster incoming. Let's just let them work it out. But tweeting about what would happen if the Crows got together or whatever, that's different. That's just my opinion. I agree with Thyra there on that. So nothing too direct, but I am absolutely pumped about what just happened. I love it. I think Adam's response to Mark was an attempt to set that stage. You know what I mean?
I think you're dead on. I mean, that's him at least being open, and then Mark's open, and they
He's looking for Mark to humble himself a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
It's the offense. I mean, this is it. This is the offense. So this is as pumped as I've been in forever.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I feel pretty good about it because I know as soon as the T0 plan was taken, I woke up whatever morning it was, super early in the morning. I saw Adam Aaron's tweet. I was like, oh my God, he did not just tweet that, because it was a stance that didn't need to be taken on Twitter publicly. They could have just let it, just said, privately, no, we can't do this right now. And that would have been the end of it. And people would have kept talking about it. But as soon as the T0 plan, the security token was off the table, we nosedived. The stock nosedived because the shorts knew that if they did it, what happened to Overstock would have happened with AMC.
I mean, and if this comes out of nowhere, it's just going to spike and shorts are going to be scared.
Yeah, and it's coming anyways, you guys. The security token blockchain market type environment is coming anyways. You don't let a group of people like that ring the bell at the NYSE promoting T0 unless you know it's going to happen.
For sure, and then put your COO of the New York Stock Exchange on the board of directors.
Yep.
Come on. I mean, it's going to hit the entire market wide. Might as well be first. Another little thing I've had, you know, those two new rules.
Absolutely.
Recently, you got to get rid of your synthetics and your FTDs after
It sounds like you just inhaled a bunch of helium.
in charge. Also realizing that it's coming, it's inevitable. There's no way to stop it.
We can't hear you, Rich. We can't hear you, man.
My opinion is we do it now and they're still free.
Twitter's been a mess as far as audio.
Rich, can you hear us?
Beat that ass. That's all I'm saying. I'm pumped.
I love that, Crow.
What's up, Robert?
To the chance, ain't
Rich, what's going on? The crow's calling you.
Robert, what's going on, man?
Oh man, I'm so happy and so excited. I'm listening to you guys. I'm going into my office right now. I'm coming up with more dry powder. I got some good sales this week. Dude, keep giving me the good discounts because I'm just increasing and increasing. And I'm hearing you guys with this great news. Speaking of humble people getting together and putting our egos to the side, that is just good stuff. Fellas, fans, congratulations. Let's fucking go. Hey, I hollow.
Oh, yeah. Buy and hodl, baby.
Bro, the crow's out here.
The crows. Yeah.
Yes, we could all change our profiles to crows, man.
Can
that came perfect time.
Can you just imagine Mark and Adam sitting together, drinking a beer, thinking who's going to serve crow first on behalf of all the 5 million people?
They got to discern, how are we going to prepare the crow? Adam will be like, well, I have this cookbook. Okay.
Okay, I'm putting out a proposal. So since you've been negotiating Spence, I want you to negotiate them both to meet in New Mexico, and you be the referee.
I totally would, 100%. And I would take them to one of the best restaurants they've ever been.
That
Photos must be posted.
I did post it, so but that was really nice of Mark too. We, a lot of us people, I mean, we stick too, together, and we never disrespected. He never disrespected any of us, and we never disrespected him. He was always for us, for the little guys, and so is Adam. So if they both can come together, man, I can only see the 4th of July fireworks, man.
But you realize a lot of us support Mark in his endeavors for other things as well. I mean, we show him a love, but we also support him because we understand. So I really, really love it that he's giving it back again to us right here.
I've never heard him before, like changing the way he talked today. Like that was really heartwarming, to see like he literally wrote exact words what Spence wanted him to write. I mean, a man of his experience, he didn't have to, but he did for us.
Oh, I'm completely honored that he did. I keep trying to tell people, man, Mark's one of the most misunderstood people on Twitter. He got taken advantage of by the big players back in 2008. He got crushed by him. They changed his haircut. It hurt his fun. The big banks messed him up. The big funds, man. So he went off, did his own thing. He's very successful now, and T0 is becoming a big deal. And there's plenty of potential. And what I love is that Mark emailed him, was a little brash. Adam Aaron emailed back in the professional business setting manner. That's not how you should approach people. It reminds me of my military superiors saying, you should probably learn a little bit of tact, right? And the fact that Mark took my words and decided to do that for us is huge. And I hope Adam Aaron responds in kind. I hope they can sit down, have a beer, talk about it, see what happens, because T0 is going to be a thing. What's up, Thyra?
Hey, what's up? How's it going, everyone?
Good, man. I appreciate your comment.
Good. I just came in. I was lucky to have come in at the right time and to finally get blessed with Mark Cahotis's knowledge again. And obviously, your guys' presence always just amazes me. I love hearing you guys. But just real quick, again about being discreet. It's exactly how you put it. I think we just don't want another PR drama on our hands. I think the most important thing as apes, what we should be doing is pushing the narrative to stay away from options. It's killing our movement. It really is. And staying away from payment from order flow, staying away from like Webull and TD Ameritrade and some other brokerages that deal with payment from order flow, getting away from that and just pushing that narrative of no options may. I think that's key. If everyone just continues pushing that, and it starts infiltrating all the other apes, I think it'll latch on, and it could have the possibility of getting the MOS that we've all been kind of waiting for. Not just with the AMC, but with HYMC as well.
Absolutely. You know what? I agree with you 100%. Like, I totally on board with it, man.
Spence, I like your idea of changing all of our profile pictures to Crow, because that's going to bring attention. And then if all of us go ahead and tweet NOM, no options may, that'll bring attention to that as well. I like that idea a lot.
If you guys are on board, I appreciate it, man. I put my my Crow image up there already. It's a pretty badass looking one. Feel free to copy.
Going back to Thyra real quick, that's what I do, folks. I get on my computer and I buy on IEX directly to the lit. I don't use my app anymore because my app does not allow me to do fill or kill or IEX for some reason. Yes, and that's when I became to believe that this goddamn mobile apps were designed not against our best interest, fellas. And it's real easy to make trades through our app, but look where they go,
Yep. I totally agree. And that's something that Darth Walt brought up a long time ago. If you're placing a direct exchange order through Fidelity, you got to make sure you do fill or kill, because they can break your order up and then they will put it through a different exchange.
That's what happened to me. I'm glad you had told me that, Spence.
Man, I'm pumped, man. You know what? I hate to end it, but man, I feel really good on the way the call just went. I feel great on everybody that came in and talked and what happened. I want to end the Friday evening on a high note for everybody. I'll tell you, best thing you can do this weekend, go see a movie, go buy a video game from GameStop, go see a movie at AMC, buy the popcorn, buy the game. Tweet about it, man. Don't just go and not tweet. Tweet what you're doing. I love when I see people posting at the AMC theater. Tara was at one the other day, one of the nicest theaters I've ever seen. Let us know what's going on with your theater, man. Let us know what's going on with your GameStop, and support the GameStop employees. I always have a good experience when I go in.
Friends, can I play something?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's go, Crow, baby. Let's go, Crow.
I feel like Itachi Uchiha is about to come out of left field, and there's gonna be crows everywhere.
You should, if they're a profile pic, you should put like a plush frog, you know, like that.
Oh, yeah, I'll work on it. I'll put a little tiny plushy frog on the crow head.
Yeah, you should.
Hey, can I get one last word in before we go?
Right on, man.
The one thing we need to focus more on is we need to talk more about Suge's house.
Yeah.
Right.
Suge's ballin' ass pad.
I thought, and I still think he might be Ken. I mean, looking at that house, I don't know.
Hey. I don't know why you guys think that house is like any something like out of the ordinary. Well,
because you showed us a picture. That's why.
Okay.
Suge, I'll tell you, man, from knowing you and talking with you, you deserve that place, because I can hear it in your voice and what you've said. You've worked your ass off for that.
Hell yeah, Suge. I'm super happy for you. But that's all I had. You guys all have a good weekend.
Thank you. So let's do one thing. After the MOAS, I'll invite all of you guys for a drink. So you guys make sure you guys come to my house.
I like this.
Shit, I'll be there.
Yeah, it should fit 4 million. It looks like.
That's on my way home to Michigan, anyways, dude.
There you go. So that's a deal with you guys from me.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a good Friday. Stay safe. Go to the movies. Buy video games. Do all the good stuff. And I'll see you all Monday, man.
Have a great week.
Sounds good, Spencer, guys. Have a great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great
Let's
weekend,
go,
guys.
baby.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, everybody. Man, what a great call. That turned out to be way more than I expected. Thank you for the whole cast and crew at the top for coming in, supporting the call. Mark for coming in, supporting the call. I hope we hear a favorable response from Mr. CEO Adam Aaron, man. It's still an option on the table that just adds to the mix. I mean, everything else that's going on is fantastic right now. So we'll see. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. If you could, please share, like, and subscribe. My original message stays the same. Buy and hodl. Stay away from the options. And go to the movies. Go to the movies and tweet about it. Tell me what you think. Post a YouTube short. Tell me what you think about the movie. I want to see it out there. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay safe. Froggy Stonks.